Hey, Andrew, it's just you. Yes, shalom. And I've been thinking a lot about like saying shalom, and Tony has a good point. Like, we speak English. However, Hebrew is one of those languages that is powerful in the sounds of it. And I think English, my personal opinion, English is a spellbound type language. So, anyways, yeah, I still like saying shalom, but if it turns some people off, that's okay. I say it only when I mean it. I don't say it glibly because who uses that word? I'm in a rare mood. I really wasn't going to go live and I wasn't going to read. But I'm trying to, one, get back on schedule with things after having lots of time off. And then I don't know why, but I really always struggle with Sabbath. And I've used to struggle with Sundays. And now I struggle with Sabbath on Saturdays. Not struggle like with what it is. I struggle. There's a lot of spiritual battle. My soul like feels in turmoil. So I say shalom, yeah, because I really want that and seek it, and I haven't quite found it yet. It comes in waves, as does the spiritual battle. But yeah, Andrew, I don't want to say it without meaning it. And when I usually say what I say a lot of times to other people, like shalom or be blessed, I like to put that on other people because we're supposed to be blessing and not cursing other people. So, but for myself, sometimes I don't feel quite like that, and it's affecting my physical body too, because this past year was pretty stressful for me and my family, and now I feel like I'm looking like older than I used to look, and yeah, the wrinkles are coming out. And my daughter the other day said, "Oh, you have gray hair," which I've had gray hair for a while. I just keep dyeing it, but I'm thinking of just not dyeing it anymore and just letting it go, which will probably end up being a lot more white hair, gray hair, whatever. So yeah, I try to be more specific in my wording of things, and that brings me to another subject of like, it's very hard for me to talk to people around me. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, I need it and I receive it because I need it. Talking to other people is just so to the wind, and I don't know why. Yeah, it always brings me to these areas of like upper middle class, because I'm not upper middle class, but the areas I live in usually are. So a lot of talk that people talk about are material things, or what next vacation they're going on. And hey, boxing, thanks. Oh, that's cool. You're way better than me. I'm lazy. I used to run. I used to run a lot, but my body can't take running anymore. And that's what I enjoy doing. It got the adrenaline going and my anxiety low and got a lot out of my physical body, but for whatever reason, my body can't take it. It's too much jostling. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so I'm around a lot of materialistic type people, and not everybody, but a lot of people around here. And so I kind of struggle with that. People just talk, that's what they talk about all the time, the vacations they're going on, and oh, look at your new shoes. I like your new shoes. And oh, I don't have that money. It's funny because we live in a brand new house. So now I saw on a show the other day that they were house poor, and that's what we are now. Like, all our money got sucked into the house. So now we're just living a strict budget again. But anyways, I don't know why that stuff affects me. I'm not materialistic, but then sometimes I just feel like, ugh, why can't I just, like the other day, my daughter wanted to go to the arcade, and she's 9 now, so she is into more like, oh, what are video games? And we don't own, a PlayStation or whatever. Skull got her into like watching video games and stuff. So she wants to try it, which is fine, but I don't have the money for that. But anyway, she wanted to go to the arcade, and I don't have money to take her to the arcade either. So I kind of feel bummed sometimes about that. But anyway, that trips me up sometimes. Materialism trips me up. And I don't, like I said, I don't know why I keep ending up in these areas where that's what people do when they're talking about rowing machines, second best exercise after swimming. Oh, yeah. I know, no load on the bones or joints. I guess the joint part doesn't bother me. It's more, I have intestinal issues, and so the naturopathic doctor I went to said my intestines, and there's a lot of valves and stuff down there that can't take the load, the pressure when you run. Yeah, I'm pretty deep. I'm a deep thinker. Boxing, thanks. I probably think too much. What I was going to share too, I don't usually share stuff like this, but I was in another chat for Sabbath, and they were talking about Satan being the Lord of the Flies, and I used to have spiritual attacks where these flies, I remember this one time, I think it was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, 7 years ago, we were in our apartment that we just moved into, and these flies literally started coming out of the wall. I didn't even know where they were coming from. I turned around and saw one and killed it, and then like 3 more popped out. And so we were talking about that, and those spiritual attacks have kind of been throughout my life. So I'm at the point where I'm like, I am tired of it, and I've fought it, and I've rejected and rebuked all of it. So I'm trying to figure out what the root of it all is. I had a spiritual attack about 2.5 weeks ago. And I was, no one knows this except a couple friends. So I'm just putting it out there to be on guard. And I had a demonic attack, like literally. Oh, hey, Jonathan. Now I know your name. I always like the name Jonathan. My brother's name is John, but not Jonathan. I had a spiritual attack where I had like heartburn. But last year I had the same spiritual attack with heartburn where the demon took control of my body. So I was not able to talk, and I couldn't move for a couple minutes. So, oh, hey, Tim. So I had that kind of attack with heartburn and incapacitation of my body a couple weeks ago again. So things like that. I used to have like visions in the night last year too, which have stopped. So yeah, I keep having these, I don't know, these attacks. So maybe that's why I'm looking a little less young too. So I'll be 41 in February, but I feel like I'm 50 sometimes, or 60 in my energy level. But any of you that are 50 and 60, I'm not putting that on you. I'm just saying how I feel personally. At 41, I feel like I should be like more energetic, but I don't know. I've tried everything physically, and now I have to work on the spiritual side. But anyways, that's why I come on here. And I wasn't going to come on here today. I was going to wait till next week or tomorrow. And I just said, you know what, I got to buckle down and just do it. And actually, good for you, Jonathan. I feel like an old soul. I probably feel like I usually get along better with the 50 somethings. I have a few friends that are, 10 or more years older than me, and I talk to them better than the people my age. What was I going to say? Yeah, I wasn't going to do this, but actually that Psalm that I just shared in Psalm 13, that's how I've been feeling, even though life has been the Heavenly Father has been abundant in blessings to my family, and miracles have happened and promises have been fulfilled. So, thanks, Tim, for sharing it. Yeah, I still have to, I guess I'll have to read Psalm 13 for myself again. That's how I feel. Like, when will this end? That's how the enemy wants us to be defeated. And I know I'm never going to be totally defeated. Yeah, sorry. I got to take I haven't taken my vitamins in a few days. So, late 20s. Oh gosh, Boxing, thanks. It must be the lighting. Definitely not late 20s. Yeah, right. I don't think I'd want to go back to my late 20s. Hey, Skull. My late 20s, I don't know, I thought I had life figured out in my late 20s, and then I didn't. I got married at 30, so I learned a lot through marriage. But I think at 40, I think I've shared this before, at 40, this past year, I had a lot of revelations from Yah, like how to heal from the past or whatever. So 40's been, but I've also had spiritual attacks about 40 also, which I mentioned too, which I don't mention. And it's been reiterated to me and confirmed that we shouldn't be talking about death, and very much our English language is a death kind of language. And so I was attacked spiritually about dying this year, and it was very bad. So thankfully, that's not going to happen, and I'm fine. And that spirit left, and left me alone. So I have coffee, and my dad, I'm gluten-free and I'm really grain-free, but my dad made these. They're called pizzelles, which are Italian cookies. He makes them every Christmas, so they're really good. I probably shouldn't eat it, but I'm going to eat it. All right, Tim, blessings, be blessed today. Yeah, 2023, that doesn't even sound real, which we know it's not, so that's obviously why it doesn't sound real. All right, I'm going to stop babbling, and I'm going to do Isaiah. I didn't pre-read or prepare any study. So let's just read about Hezekiah. I know the year's over. I guess a lot of people have been saying 2022 like has been hard for them, which is strange. So I guess I'm not alone in that, and we're not alone in that. Like 2022 brought a lot of stresses for people, and a lot of people lost loved ones in 2022 also. So 2023, I can't remember what year people said it really is. I get, like 1023 if you want to do the literal 1,000. But yeah. Oh, hey, Disciple. So, yeah. Oh, everything's glitching now, Andrew. Like, whoa, I've seen a lot of glitches. And people are just getting glitchy. Like, people have no, first, people have no understanding, and people are getting the what like 5 times over. I talked about that. Some people in my family, and then other people, my coworkers around me, they're like, oh, I just got the what boost up into space. It's literally what they do. It boosts them right into space orbit, and they can't even think. And all they can think of is what's in front of them, and they can't handle anyone or anything. And it's really strange. So, but it's a lot of people, and I think that's what they want for our generation and the next. That's who I see. Like, Andrew, you said you're 38. So yeah, I hate these terms, but I'm just going to use it. Those elder millennials, and then our children, they really want to like slam us down. So we have to be really vigilant. And that's why like the Holy Spirit, that's why I say I'll never truly give up. I've wanted to give up and just, thrown everything away, spiritually, but I can't. My soul is already renewed and redeemed. It's just, what did Yeshua say? That the flesh is weak. The spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. So I see that constantly. But anyway, Yeah, Andrew, we can, people are just programmed, and it's their souls are gone. Like, people feel deeply, but the things they feel deeply are the fear and the anger. All the negative feelings are felt deeply. It's like no hope. And yeah, it's so predictable, and people are just mean nowadays. I don't talk to people about stuff because I know they'll just lash out at me, and I don't care. I mean, but I also have made it a point to not let people, toxic people, be in my life anymore. I don't have time for that. And I'm not toxic to you. Even, I know we were talking about the church a little last night at Tony's stream, and we didn't get too deep into it, but even my parents left their church in the past month because stuff is going on, and this pastor is just crazy. The things going on, I don't know, like, the pastor's toxic, and he's making the church, it's his church, it really is his church, that's how he's promoted it also, even though he says he hasn't. It's toxic, and I just see more and more toxicity in the church. Oh, that's good, boxing. Yeah, there's a time and a place for that. I'm glad you got help for that. I think my father-in-law has OCD also, coupled with anxiety, and it's really taken a toll on his life and then his family. So I'm glad you're doing better and feeling better. Just balance it out. I always say you have to balance out the medication. So you working out works too. That's good for your body. Anyways, maybe I just wanted to get on here and talk, but like, we could do Isaiah. And I saw a meme yesterday, and it said, "Tell everybody to turn to the book of Hezekiah." It was funny. Hezekiah is not a book. Ezekiel is a book. So yeah, we're at the part of Isaiah now that Isaiah had a bunch of prophetic chapters about Zion, and we talked about Hyperborea and how the realm used to look, and then now, and what time that was in, and when that happened, and when these certain judgments happened or didn't happen. So now we're at the point, like, Isaiah brought us back to just like a historical narrative. So this is the chapter about Hezekiah being healed from his illness. And I have cross references for 2 Kings 20, 1 through 11, and then 2 Chronicles 32, 24 for Hezekiah. What the dog doing is a funny meme. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. And then chapter 39 in Isaiah is going to be when Hezekiah shows the Babylonians his treasures. But then it'll switch back in chapter 40 to comforting Israel. So, and then it's more of Yahweh is speaking to the nations and the people of Israel. So, yeah, pets help with stress. My daughter wants a dog really bad, but we can't afford that either. So yeah, they do. She has to get used to dogs too. She, yeah, trying to stay on the topic. Yes, I know, right, Andrew? I'm kind of all over the place today, which is how I feel, but that's okay. So yes, Hezekiah, we're at a historical narrative here, or like present day for Isaiah narrative right now. And then I was going to do Isaiah 40, but since it goes back to that kind of prophetic speaking, we'll stop at 38 and 39. So, okay. So Hezekiah's illness. Let me switch over. I have the Amplified. I don't have the Amplified in my lap. I have the names of Yah in my lap. So I'm just going to switch over to the... Is this big enough for everyone? Can you see it? I enlarged it a lot. Okay. Okay. Sorry if I rambled a lot. I don't know if that was pointless or not. In those days, this is the Amplified I'm showing you. In those days, Hezekiah, king of Judah, became sick and was at the point of death. And Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, came to him and said, "For Yahuwah says this, set your house in order and prepare a will, for you shall die. You will not live." Then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to Yahuwah and said, "Please, O Yahuwah, just remember how I have walked before you in faithfulness and truth and with a whole heart, absolutely devoted to you, and have done what is right in your sight." And Hezekiah wept greatly. Oh, I just wanted to mention about the name of Yahuwah, and I know some of us have been talking about that name, and I've wanted to look into it. Like Tony mentioned, that Yah was the moon god. So that's something I haven't looked into yet. If anyone finds anything else, you can send it to me because I would like to know. But Yahuwah, and I've heard this teaching and this explanation for Yahuwah, instead of saying, or Yahweh, instead of saying God, which is just a title, Lord is just a title, and Lord actually, you can trace it back to Baal, the name of Baal. So Yahuwah in the Sefer is who gives life. So who gives the breath of life. And when you say Yahuwah, it's saying it in a breath. And I'm a teacher, so when I teach phonics, this is how I teach too. It's either a sound. We either speak with sounds in our throats or with our teeth and our tongue, but Yahuwah is the breath because he's the breath of life. And I've also heard other teachings that correlate with that, that he does breathe the word of truth to us. It's that scripture. It says, if you have ears to hear the word of Yahuwah, that means his breath that he is expelling to give truth and life. So that's why I don't say, I don't use Jehovah anymore. I used to. And then, we trust in the name. So you trust in the name of the Most High, because we well know that there are other small g gods out there. So that's my reasoning for using those names. And I don't put that on anybody else. Yeshua, I would say I would use that for reasons of my own, which I'll share later because I'm already way off topic. So I'll share that later of how Yahuwah showed me to use Yeshua and not Jesus. But I'm not going to fault anybody. Like, who am I? So anyway. So in the Sefer, Yahuwah is the Most High who gives the breath of life. So that's who Hezekiah is speaking to, and that's who's speaking to Hezekiah. Okay, so he wept greatly. Then the word of Yahuwah came to Isaiah, saying, "Go and say to Hezekiah, for Yahuwah, the El of David, your father, says this, I have heard your prayer, I have seen your tears. Listen carefully. I will add 15 years to your life. I will rescue you and this city from the hand of the king of Assyria, and I will defend this city, Jerusalem. This shall be the sign to you from Yahuwah that Yah will do this thing that he has spoken. Listen carefully. I will turn the shadow on the stairway," denoting the time of day, 10 steps backwards. The shadow on the stairway, the sundial of Ahaz, and the sunlight went 10 steps backward on the stairway where it had previously gone down. Oh, hold on. Gotta get this out of here. FE reference right there. Okay. Verse 9. This is the writing of Hezekiah, king of Judah, after he had been sick and had recovered from his illness. I said, in midlife, I am to go through the gates of Sheol, the place of the dead. I am to be summoned, deprived of the remainder of my years. I said, I will not see Yah, the Yah in the land of the living. I will no longer see man among the inhabitants of the world. My dwelling body is pulled up and removed from me like a shepherd's tent. I have rolled up my life as a weaver rolls up the finished web. He cuts me free from the warp of the loom. That's interesting wording, isn't it? The warp of life. From day to night, you bring me to an end. I lay down until morning like a lion, so he breaks all my bones. From day until night, you bring me to an end. Like a swallow, like a crane, so I chirp, I coo like a dove. My eyes look wistfully upward. O Yahuwah, I am oppressed. Take my side and be my security. I have to pause here. So I had a dream 2 nights ago about a lion attacking my parents and then the lion trying to attack me. And then someone mentioned a lion yesterday on YouTube. I can't remember. Maybe it was on Tony's stream, Andrew. I don't remember. Something was mentioned. Oh, the prophet that you read in 1 Kings 13. They had a lion in it, and now it's a lion again. So anyways, here's a word to you, and I'm taking it for myself. If you keep hearing the same thing over and over, you have to pay attention. I interpret dreams for people at times, but I can't interpret my own dreams a lot. And maybe that's just to keep me humble. I don't know why Yah does that, but if anybody has any answers, let me know, because I did have a dream about a lion, and now I've heard it 2 times in the past few days. Okay. Verse 14, my eyes look wistfully upward. O Yah, I am oppressed. Take my side and be my security. What shall I say? For he has spoken to me, and he himself has done it. I will wander aimlessly all my years because of the bitterness of my soul. O Yah, by these things men live, and in all these is the life of my spirit. Restore me to health and let me live. Indeed, it was for my own well-being that I had such bitterness, but you have loved back my life from the pit of nothingness, destruction. For you have cast all my sins behind your back. For Sheol praise or thank you. Death cannot praise you and rejoice in you. Those who go down to the pit cannot hope for your faithfulness. It is the living who give praise and thanks to you, as I do today. A father tells his sons about your faithfulness. Yahuwah is ready to save me. Therefore, we will play my songs on stringed instruments the days of our lives at the house of Yah. Now Isaiah had said, have them take a cake of fig, rub it as an ointment on the inflamed spot, that he may recover. Figs, huh? They didn't run to any doctors or sorcerers, did they? Hezekiah also had said, what is the sign that I will go up to the house of Yahuwah? Okay, so he's healed. He's given 15 more years for his obedience, and this is when he is showing his treasures to the king of Babylon. And I want to remind you and remind myself, hey, Red Scout, that these lands, Babylon and so forth, are probably the Americas, Canada down to South America. And I mentioned it in my other videos why I think that. Babylon is actually supposedly the area I live in, so the Midwest, down a little bit south of the Mississippi. Okay. At that time, Merodach Baladan, son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent messengers with letters and a present to Hezekiah, for he had heard that he had been sick and had recovered. Hezekiah was pleased and showed them his treasure house, the silver, the gold, the spices, the precious oil, his entire armory, and everything that was found in his treasuries. There was nothing in his house nor in all of his area of dominion that Hezekiah did not show them. So obviously he has some political ties and things to Babylon at this time, which isn't a good thing. and showing off. So in the midst of him crying out to Yah and him saying he was in obedience, and all of a sudden he turned and did something that was against what the Most High would have him do. So his pride took over again. Verse 3 of 39. Then Isaiah the prophet came to King Hezekiah and asked, "What did these men say? From where have they come to you?" And Hezekiah said, "They came to me from a far country, from Babylon." It's interesting that he's talking to Isaiah like he doesn't know. During this period, Babylon was not regarded as a threat. Well, I don't know if I agree with that footnote. Yah knew. He's known things since ancient times, as it said earlier in Isaiah. Then Isaiah said, "What have they seen in your house?" And Hezekiah answered, "They have seen everything that is in my house, and there's nothing among my treasures that I have not shown them." Then Isaiah said to Hezekiah, "Hear the word of Yahweh Sabaoth. Listen carefully." So remember, that's the name of Yah. He's over the angel armies. "Listen carefully. The days are coming when everything that is in your house and everything that your predecessors have stored up until this day will be carried to Babylon. Nothing will be left, says Yah. And some of your own sons, descendants, who will come from you, whom you will father, will be taken away, and they will become officials in the palace of the king of Babylon." So this is a prophecy, the fulfillment of prophecy. That's why I was just going to say initiated when Daniel and some of the other royal sons were taken to Babylon to serve in the court of the king. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I don't know their Hebrew names. Sorry, off the top of my head, Daniel. Then said Hezekiah to Isaiah, "The word of Yah, which you have spoken, is good." For he thought, "There will be peace and faithfulness to God's promises to us in my days." Okay. So I guess peace for now and hell later. So let's read this. Some suggest this stairway was built to serve as a sundial. Others think that it was just a stairway whose design happened to function as a kind of sundial. The Hebrew word simply means ascent, which can be a stair or a stairway. If it was fully exposed to the sun, the shadow must have been cast by some object, such as a pole. Otherwise, if it was covered, then perhaps there was an opening through which sun shone and illuminated part of the stairway. I want to look. Let me share my thing. Yeah, I'm not religious either. Let me share my screen. Let's look up. I don't know. Maybe they have a picture of something. I like pictures, especially trying to relearn the geography and what timeline we're really in. Or at least not even where we are in the timeline, where this time in Isaiah was. Stairway. I just wonder if there's like images. Probably not. See, this is what makes it hard. A friend of mine was telling me a friend, see, you won't even show it. A friend of mine was telling me like how the internet's been scrubbed. We can't even find things anymore. Yeah, Me Too Skull. I think I'm probably more of a heretic. Heretic. I can't even talk. I'm pretty much a heretic now, according to some people, even though they'd never say that to me. According to how I know they think and how I know their like constitutions are, their church constitutions. Whatever. I don't care. So, yeah, that's Hezekiah's little blurb in here. So, like I said, in chapter 40, it goes back to the Most High talking to Israel. And this is, if you've heard Handel's Messiah, chapter 40 is in that. And then he'll, the prophecies and the judgments will keep going. And then it'll talk more about his ruler that brings justice. I'm calling myself it, Andrew. According to the mainstream church, which is why I'll never go back. I can't stand it. They're really the heretics, but I'm not going to say that to them because they don't. It just doesn't matter. I'm not going to give my energy to anybody like that. Looked into the term 10. 10, like the number, like a biblical meaning of the number 10. I have looked into the numbers of scripture before. Assimilation in the religions. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep. You want me to look up I can look up the biblical meaning of the number 10. Remember, there's 10 lost tribes of Israel. Hold on. I can't stand too long. I promised my daughter we'd hang out today, just doing whatever around the house. Let me share my screen. Frozen over, yes. Who knows if they'll be frozen over for the next reset. Which we could be the survivors in the next reset. You don't know. Number of ordinal perfection. Can you see that? I think it shared it. Yep. Beautiful, in which we see how the number 10 is found as the number of perfection. 10 virgins. 10 is the number required for Jewish marriage. I like to go to these types of websites. They're usually pretty good. This website's pretty good. What's it called? BibleStudy.org. It's just for general things. 10th is used 79 times. 10 is also viewed as is 3, 7, and 12. Made up of 4, which represents physical creation. 6 is a man. 10 is 1 of testimony, law, responsibility, completeness of order. Genesis 1, the phrase Yah said 10 times, which is the testimony of his creative power. 10 Commandments. Passover lamb was selected on day 10 of the first month. This was Jesus, the lamb that takes away the sins of the world. The Day of Atonement, which I have observed before. This unique day of fasting pictures the removal of Satan, the author of sin, before the millennial reign of Jesus begins. You know what I think about that. Yeah, anything else? Let's see. The last great world ruling kingdom of man under Satan is symbolized prophetically by 10 toes of Daniel 2, the 10 horns. And I haven't read Daniel in a long time, so probably a lot of you, I know a couple of you probably have read Daniel more than I have. 10 generations of man. This is what I do know. This is about the only thing I know. 10 generations of man lived on the earth before the floodwaters came and swept away all those who were disobedient. Noah, the 10th generation, was 600 years old when he and 7 other members entered the ark. The patriarchs who preceded Noah are Abraham, Seth, Enoch, Canaan, Mahalalel, Enoch, Methuselah, and Lamech, Noah's father. Average age of these 10 patriarchs is 857. That's like inconceivable. I can't imagine seeing almost 1,000 years of humankind go. 10 means perfect. Numbers are also created thing. Yes. It is about meaning. Yep, 10 fingers. Oh, sounds good, Andrew. Yeah, I'm going to get off soon anyways. Well, share away, Skull. I'd like to know. Yes, there's meaning behind everything. Things are created, but there's meanings. The meaning's where it's at. Okay, 10 Old Testament books most referred to in the New Testament are as follows. Isaiah 419 times in 23 books, Psalms 414, Genesis 260, Exodus 250, Deuteronomy 208 times. I wonder, we should compare sometime how many times the apocryphal books are quoted. Probably not as much, but Yeshua did quote from Enoch. Jude quoted from Enoch. Yeah. The etymology of 10. Okay. No, you're fine, Skull. It's not detracting from the study. That's all I have for the study today. And when they lived that long, that 800 whatever years, Adam lived 900. Obviously, their vitality and their physical bodies were amazingly stronger. Etymology. I'll look it up right now because I'm curious. You can tell, Nathan, you're much smarter than me. Technology, is that what you're referring to? Oh, praise the Most High that he made it happen because I really didn't feel like it. Yes, decim is 10, Latin, yes. 10th month, yes. All the months are named after the numbers. So October is 8, November is 9, December is 10th. Welcome, Andrew. Why did this come up when I put in 10? Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's weird. To stretch. Stretched thin. Abstain. 1520s, holding off, refusal to do something, abstination, abstinence, off, away from, to stretch. Oh, Robert's my husband. Hi. I'm getting off in a minute. I'll be downstairs in a second. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Let me write it down. I've done number studies in the Bible, and Yah has used numbers in my life. Bye, Andrew. Have a blessed day. Yeah. Robert's changing his tag name. 10. Etymology of 10. I'll look it up. Thanks, Cole, for mentioning that. So abstaining, it means abstain or stretching. I don't know why, but it kind of makes me think about the stretching of like the little season of Satan. I don't know. I could be completely off, but stretching time. tenure, to hold. Abstentium. Abstentio. Act of retaining. So abstaining is refusal, but retaining is keeping. Oh, now you got me interested. Hey, boxing. Well, Nathan, now he's got me in a rabbit hole because I love etymology and I do love language studies like that. Oh, yeah, stretching a tent. Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay, I better go. Oh, man, do a StreamYard on that, Skull. That'd be cool. And like you said, everything, the etymology of everything has meaning and it's behind the meaning. Anyways, all right, blessings, be blessed. Thanks for joining me.